Yo! What's going on, everybody? You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. And boy, oh boy, do we have a lot to talk about in today's live video. A lot of rumors. We're going to talk about Saquon Barkley. Is he leaving the Giants and going to sign with the Houston Texans in NFL free agency? We'll break that report down. Also, there's some rumors coming out that the Giants may be cutting Darren Waller prior to the season starting. We also have some exclusive NFL Draft Combine content, as we are the only channel on YouTube that covers the New York Giants that is at the NFL Combine. We've been giving you exclusive content all week. We'll continue to do that on today's show. We've got one of our mailbags in store as well. And, yes, Giants have $14 million, exactly. Also, I'm going to show you guys if these 5 free agents, if the Giants sign them, it will fix the franchise. So 5 free agents that would fix the New York Giants. That'll be a segment on today's show. We're going to talk about Barkley. We're going to talk about Waller. We're going to talk about the NFL Draft. We're going to talk about the NFL Combine, and I'm going to answer every single question that you guys have. Shout out to everybody in the building. Already 90 people watching. If you haven't yet, please hit that thumbs up icon. And shout out to my main man, Joey DeLuca, coming in with $1 super chat. Joey DeLuca, an absolute chat sports legend. I've always wondered, Joey, is that a New York Giants beanie? If so, it's freaking sweet, man. If you got an extra, send one to me. I used to be a beanie guy, but you know what? I got to get back in my bag. If you're a real one, drop a real one for me down in the comment section. I'm giving shout outs. My guy Paul Bigelow is in the building. Paul Bigelow was an MVP of last week's live show that got absolutely crazy. Shout out to Paul. I'm glad to see your wife did not kill you, Paul. I hope you still have a wife. And I'm sorry I put you through that. That's on me. Hey, Paul, this is a secret between me and you. If anything ever goes wrong in your marriage, I will be the fall guy. You can always blame me. If you're late for dinner, if you forget your anniversary, blame it on me. I got big enough shoulders to shoulder that blame right there. Shout out to him. Patrick Seaman back in the producer chair on Giants Now. It's been a while.
It's been a while. The bosses don't like me on here anymore.
No.
I don't know what it is, but I had to get on for, if you guys see the bottom of your screen, I'm asking for your help. Once again, you guys follow our Knicks channel. Marsh and I played one-on-one hoops. Now we're taking it to the football
No, you didn't tell the story.
Marsh and I played one-on-one hoops. One of us won, one of us lost. And now we're taking it to the football field. If we could somehow hit 500 today, we'll go live on the channel, run a little one-on-one action. Just saying that. So
we will do one-on-ones. If you don't know what that is, we're going to line up from the 5-yard line heading into the end zone, so 5 yards out of the goal line. I'll be receiver. Seeps will be corner. We're each going to get 10 possessions. And whoever has the most – how do we score it? Just catches, right? You don't get points on defense. Just whoever has the most catches.
Yeah, just catches.
Just catches.
Yeah.
So whoever has the most catches of one – I'll tell you right now, Seeps cannot guard me. I'm looking in, I'm like – put it up top. I'm head tapping Patrick Seaman.
I'm just going to be doing this the whole time. He's too little.
So we're already going to play a one-on-one basketball game this weekend. We got to that goal on our Knicks channel. But we want to take it to the gridiron as well. This is a football channel as well. So we'll do a little one-on-one receiver cornerback work if we get to our goal of $500 in Super Chats. And Seeps, this is the last live show we're going to have in the month of February.
Yeah, I can't wait. So we are going to have the Giants Now football raffle at the very end of today's show. There it is right there. So $10 Super Chat. I already have a list of a bunch of people. If you guys have already sent it to 10, your name's in here. But if you kind of want to up your odds a little bit, get a little extra more juice, $10 on today's show will go towards that.
So, yeah, if you send in a $10 Super Chat, you'll be entered into our raffle. Every $10 Super Chat will get you a ticket. So if you want to juice up your odds, you could do that. As always, if you send in a $50 Super Chat, you're going to be a part of our Hall of Fame here in the offseason, and that will get you a bang on the bang scale. And Seeps, it is coming down to the wire.
Yeah, I think it might get a little ugly today.
We'll see. We'll see. Whoever sends in the most $50 super chats this month is going to be our New York Giants February Bang God. And whoever is the winner of that, we will send you a custom New York Giants Now jersey, whatever number, obviously whatever size you win. And we'll have a little something special for you on the back as well. It's a tight race. My guy Mike G is at the top. Cha is right below him. Rob Simpy and Tony are all tied at 3. And then you got Corinne, the mother of New York Giants Now, and Paul Bigelow right in behind.
Sneaky.
This race could be anyone's at this point.
Yeah, if somebody could easily set the tone too.
Someone sends in a $200 super chat. They're at the top with Mike G right now.
Think about that.
Think about that. Unless we're just going to give the award to Mike G. He's put in a lot of work this month.
Yes.
He may just deserve it, but not just if you also get a sticker on our helmet, and we're going to have this all off season long. Tommy, for one, says no Queenie. Queenie is in the race for our Knicks channel. I haven't seen her in the Giants chat, but she's
dangerous.
Always lurking.
Always.
She could be watching right now and be like, they have no idea what I'm about to do. No idea. Carl says, who's going to be tossing the pigskin? I got to see all the Chat Sports arms throw. I got to see the Chat Sports arms throw. That way I could trust it.
Most likely it would be Sam Brown.
Sam Brown throws a good football.
Throws a good ball.
Chase Sr. throws a good ball.
Yeah, because Sam will be there for the punt, pass, kick.
Yeah, well, we also still have to do our punt, pass, and kick competition. We're going to do those on the same day.
Yeah.
So we'll do our punt, pass, and kick. Then we'll do our one-on-ones. So it'll probably make sense for that. Rolly tries to tell me that he played like flag football in college or something like that, and he was the QB. But I heard a little rumor he was the backup QB. So I don't know. I don't know if Rolly is the guy that I want. All I need is for someone to just throw it up to where the big dogs can get it and the little kids can't. And I'm rising up and I'm dunking on seats.
The thing is, I don't even need a good pass. We could get anybody out there. We could get freaking Barefoot or DK to toss the football. It don't matter.
Oh, I love the confidence. I love it. Gilly coming in with a $2 super chat said, yo, what's good, y'all? Marsh, I saw that one-on-one. Gilly, what'd you think? What'd you think, Gilly?
One-on-one.
The one where I beat you. You don't remember?
Maybe I forgot.
No. If I would have lost, I probably would have forgot it as well.
Yeah, I don't know
probably would have forgot that as well. Gilly, thank you for always being a real one. Paul Bigelow, an MVP from last week. He says, still kicking, Marsh. Let's go. Hey, I'll shoulder the blame anytime for you, Paul. You could always use my name as a scapegoat anytime you get in some trouble. You're my guy. And then Let's Go Giants coming in with a $10 super chat. Another ticket into the raffle to win this Giants Now custom football. Shout out to Let's Go Giants. Says, if we cut Darren Waller, do we take Brock Bowers?
I love that idea. It's a good mailbag question.
Great mailbag question as well. This is my thing, Seeps, though. However old Darren Waller is, a 33-year-old tight end should not dictate your draft strategy, whether he is on the team or off the team. You don't draft for 1 year. And if you're drafting the first round, you are drafting for, at minimum, the next 4 years, potentially the next 5 years. Yeah. If you think that Brock Bowers is the real deal, then you take him.
See, I think I'm higher on tight ends than most people. Travis Kelce and George Kittle are two best tight ends in the league. They've met in the Super Bowl, 2 out of the last 4 seasons. Obviously, I know they got great teams around them. You got Mahomes, Andy Reid. They're not the ones really driving the ship. But I still think tight end is one of the more underrated positions in football. Look at Mark Andrews, AFC Championship game.
Sam Laporta.
I mean, he changed life in Detroit. I think a guy like Brock Bowers has become almost underrated right now. And plus, also, tight ends don't really make that much. If Bowers hits and he's an elite weapon, you don't really have to give him $20 million a year, where if it's a receiver, nowadays that's like $30 million. So I like Brock Bowers.
At 6, would you rather have, let's say it goes Williams, May, and Daniels, and then 4 is Malik Neighbors.
Or Harrison.
Or Harrison is 4, Malik Neighbors 5. Let's say for this conversation that the Giants aren't going to draft Joe Alt. Would you go Rome Odunze or Malik or Bowers?
See, I go Bowers.
Bowers over Odunze.
I go, if you are cutting Waller. You could keep Waller, then maybe you go. Yeah, but also I'm thinking about more down the line. I think Bowers is going to be legit, staple.
I mean, if he hits like people think, he's going to be one of the best tight ends in the league for 10 years.
Yeah, and you look at what a guy I think that was a good point. Look at what Laporta did last season, dude. I mean, Lions have a ton of good weapons around him.
Even C.J. Stroud with what was it, Schultz down in Houston. They had another guy as well that was pretty good. Dak had Ferguson this year. He was really good.
You need tight ends.
You do. I don't know if you take one at 6.
6 is high.
6 is high. But, look, at the end of the day, if your board says he's a top 10 player in this draft and he's on the board, I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't hate it. At one point, he had the argument for being the best offensive player in college football as a part of the Georgia Bulldogs. I don't know. We're going to talk about cutting Darren Waller, though, as I believe, license plate guy. If you don't know who he is, get out from under the rock that you're living in. The world's most famous Giants fan, has the most sources of any Giants fan. He's been running a charity softball game for years now. He does a great job there. I think he's gone to every single Giant game in the last 30 years plus on the road and at home. He went on Talking Giants, another awesome Giants YouTube channel, as well as a podcast. Shout out to Justin Pennick and Bobby Skinner over there. They had license plate guy on, and he pretty much said he does not expect Darren Waller to be on the team. We'll break that down around the corner, though. My guy, NYG Season, coming in with a $5 super chat. What up, my man? What do you guys think about Tez Walker? Solid back, end of the second, early third round. Solid back end of the second, early third round wide receiver. Not to mention his quarterback was Drake May. Look into him. Underrated. I believe Tez Walker is going to be a good football player in this league. And when you get to that point of the draft, there's so many guys at that position that can be successful. We've seen over the last couple of years, you can get mid-round guys that will pop. I think it just comes down to, like, are you going to give them an opportunity to play? Are you going to help mold these guys? Because right now, like, the Giants wide receiver room is a little bit crowded, but they do need kind of an infusion of talent.
See, the thing, for the Giants wide receivers, if I'm bringing in a wideout, it's got to be a 1.
I want a 1A.
Like, because you have, like, Wandell, Jalen Hyatt, you can make an argument. Those are probably 2 of the better 2 and 3, and, like, if you throw Hodgins in there, 2, 3, 4 receivers in the
Slayton's
league.
been good, too.
Slayton, too.
You've got a bunch of 2s and 3s on your team.
If you get a 1, it automatically takes a very mediocre to below average group into one of the better ones in the NFC, no doubt.
Yeah. If I'm still, like, I'd be fine if they took a Dunze or Neighbors. I'm Neighbors over a Dunze, by the way. Not by much, but I just think Neighbors is a guy that can change the game every single time he touches the football. And I agree. You need a guy that you need a dude. You need a weapon. You need someone that a defense has to game plan around to stop. Not saying Tez Walker is not that guy, but I just would like.
It's just, are you going to let Tez Walker become a 1? Like, he's not going to walk in and run all the X. Like, it's not going to happen.
I'm keeping my eyes on Xavier Leggett, though. That guy's a dog.
Yeah.
That's my second-round draft receiver. I also like
Xavier. Leggett Rattler.
Leggett Rattler.
Imagine those preseason games. Those would be live.
That'd be lit. NYG Season. I'm a fan of Tez. And look, if you get him at the early third, I'm not going to be mad at that. Gilly entered into our Giants Now raffle. What up, Gilly? So, let's say we get Neighbors at 6. Are you grabbing Penix or Bo in the second, and then maybe a guard later in the second round?
Was that Cooper Beebe guy?
Yeah, Cooper Beebe. There's a couple of interior offensive linemen. For me, Penix in the second round, I would be fine with, but Art Stapleton said on his podcast, I believe it was his podcast, I don't remember where I was listening or reading it to it, he said he does not think the Giants are interested in Penix. So maybe that dream is dead at this point, but are you a Bo Nix guy? I saw someone the other day on NFL.com, they compared Bo Nix to Dak Prescott.
Really? I really just haven't watched enough of him. I don't know if it's just like everybody's out on him, so it's like most people are just like, oh, I'm out on him. But like, dude, you look at his numbers. I mean, it's like it is ridiculous what he did.
I would rather trade back up into the first round and draft J.J. McCarthy than draft Penix or Bo Nix in round 2.
Yeah.
And I think I'd rather draft Spencer Rattler in round 3.
Than Penix or Bowen.
Yeah.
2. I think
or Rattler in round 4 if you can get him there.
Shit, dude, I might even take Rattler over both of those guys. Like,
I love the tape of Penix, but there's a lot of things, like, the more you watch, like, scares you. He cannot make plays out of structure. if he feels any sort of pressure in his face, he really, really struggles. And I don't know if that's the best recipe for the way the Giants are set up right now. I think he may throw one of the better footballs in this class. His arm, the whip of his arm when he throws, like he could put some juice on it and fit it in a tight window. Joe Shane did say, Gilly, that it is a good quarterback class and not just at the top. Not just at the top. Just go trade up into the top 3 and get one of them and go to frickin' war.
Get your guy.
Go get one of them and let's go. I would not mind neighbors at 6, though. At all, Gilly. At all. Upside to life coming in with a $10 super chat. Welcome into our raffle for our New York Giants Now custom football. It says February 2024 MVP. Appreciate you supporting the channel. Sick double 99 jersey. That guy was causing havoc off the edge.
That's tough, dude.
He's kind of giving me J.J. Watt vibes right there.
Oh, man.
Says, would you rather spend in free agency if Saquon is gone or rather spend draft capital?
Come on, a running back?
Yeah. I think I'm not against doing both. And I'm not saying spend big time money on a back, but what if you get a back for like $3-4 million? We've talked about some of the running backs that played under Brian Dable in Buffalo, and then maybe you grab a guy in the 3rd or the 4th round. I don't know if I want to, if Saquon leaves, I don't even think I want to draft a running back, though, in the 1st or 2nd round.
Yeah, plus there's no real, dude running backs.
And they're kind of deep. It's a deep running back class where you can get a lot of 2s in this draft that maybe with the right scheme and growth and that type of thing can pick up and be good throughout their career. But my thing is this, Patrick Seaman, if you're going to let Saquon Barkley go, you're telling me that you don't value the running back position.
Yeah.
And if you don't, let's not waste more early draft capital on that. Let's build the team up because you build a running game through the offensive line, not a running back.
Yeah, and also Nope says Eric Gray. Also, yeah, you still got him. Obviously he didn't pop this year, but is Jay Sean still around? Corbin?
Oh, Jayshon Corbin.
Is Corbin still around? I like that guy.
I do like Jayshon Corbin.
I like Corbin.
Corbin got downhill last year. He did.
That dude in the blitz pickup last preseason.
He was great as a pass blocker last year.
Don't forget, man.
I would keep Corbin on the team, man.
I would too.
I would too. I would.
He fights.
As we got a $50 super chat from Rob Simpy. Bang! Rob Simpy with the $50 super chat. He has tied Mike G at the top of the leaderboard for the Bang God in the month of February. He says, LOL.
LOL.
I agree. Draft who you want and then figure out what to do with Darren. And can I just send in $102? If you send in $102 super chats, I am going to die.
You might shut down the show.
You might break YouTube.
No, and you might break our software.
Yeah. Ball and all, let's go Giants. I'm just sitting here on Sundays, or software cuts it off sometimes. I'm just sit here on Sundays staring at a blank TV. Is it September yet?
I was thinking the same thing earlier today. I miss it so much.
Rob Simpy, another sticker on the helmet. He is officially tied for the lead.
Yeah. Mike G and Rob Simpy both at 4. Tony both at 3. What's up? It's that boy Joe.
It's that boy Joe, my man. What up, dog?
What up?
Rob Simpy was always a favorite to win this competition.
He was.
Rob Simpy, always a favorite. And there he is at the top of the leaderboard. Is Mike G going to try and come defend his honor today? Mr. Rick's always just sleeper candidate. Tony. I know Tony likes to get crazy with it. And I'm not counting out Corinne just yet. If it's a tie, I don't know what we do. There are no ties.
Yeah, there can be.
There cannot be a tie. Someone will have to take the lead. Today's the last day. Today is the last day. Brian Ackerley with a $10 super chat. Shout out to him. He gets a raffle ticket for the Giants Now football. Says, do you think there is a possibility that the Patriots trade for Justin Fields, then draft a top wide receiver? Do I think there's a possibility that the Patriots trade for Justin Fields, then the Patriots draft a wide receiver? Yeah, I would say so. I think that I have heard that the Patriots are a team that are looking to trade down. I have heard that the Patriots are a team looking to trade out of that 3 spot. That could be a smokescreen. That could be, poker at this point. But that's what we've heard. I think that the Patriots are either going to draft a top receiver, a quarterback, or one of the offensive tackles. So, and just to be honest with you, I don't think Justin Fields is a Patriot. I think he's going to the Falcons.
Yeah, Fields.
I think Fields is going to the Falcons.
Yeah. Most sportsbook have it as like minus 250 right now. So
I just think it makes the most sense. And what are you giving up? What is Fields worth?
a second,
A second?
if that.
Yeah, I'm not giving up a first for Justin Fields.
No.
You can't tell me he's worth a first and you're willing to trade him. Because if he was worth the first, you'd keep him.
Yeah.
So,
Quarterback.
yeah. Brian Ackerley, my man, thanks for being a real one. Let's go Giants! Coming in with a $5 super chat. What up, man? Hey, Marsh, I have a football coach, and he went to a private practice with Spencer Rattler, and he threw a perfect 80-yard bomb. Try to tell you. Everyone on this channel laughed at me when I said in January that Spencer Rattler is my sleeper quarterback.
And what did we tell him? We said in 2 months from now or a month from now, you guys will all start slowly getting on the bandwagon.
Now every media member is saying that he is one of the most talented quarterbacks in this class. Nope remembers. Nope was in this chat. They were laughing at me. Nope, you were there.
All these people are with us now.
Senior Bowl MVP. More
Hey.
New York Giants, please. The Bronx boy in the building. Rob Jigga says, am I forgotten about Sad Face? No, you're not forgotten about Rob Jigga. Says, whoa, hi guys, am I on that list? Rob Jigga, you are in the competition. You have sent in one $50 super chat this month. We just couldn't fit everybody in there. That was just the top of the leaderboard. But you are in the race. You got some distance to make up right now. Do I think the Giants draft him? Michael Cook says, I still think Rattler sucks.
Tell me that's fair.
Michael Cook, that's fair.
Not
But will
saying-
you admit that we were first on it? Will you admit that? LTD in the building. What up? He says, I want Rattler in either the second or third. Brian says, if the Patriots do that, then a QB would be there at 6. Yeah? Yeah. But another team could then trade up with a team picking 4th or the team picking 5th. Do I think the Giants draft him? I think there is a chance. I'm not going to say with certainty because I do not know on this one. But I do know that he is liked amongst NFL circles. D-Swag 585X with a $20 super chat. What up, man? Hey, yo, Marsh. I need to know. Do you think we will move up for Caleb or Jaden? Why wouldn't we trade up for Marvin Harrison if we're stuck with DJ for a year? Anyway. Rob, I promise you, you've only sent in one singular $50 super chat. I went through all the super chats that came through this month on the channel. I saw one. You are in our raffle, Rob, for this, though. You did send in a couple of $10 super chats, so you are in for that, but only one. I have no reason to cheat anyone, guys. I hope everybody will just trust me on that one. If it's wrong, send me a screenshot of your bank statement and that you got charged multiple times for $50 super chats. And we'll do that. Do I think we will move up for Caleb Williams? No, because I don't think the Bears are trading out of the number 1 pick. I feel like at this point, the Bears have made their decision. Their mind is made up. They are going to draft Caleb Williams as the number 1 overall pick. When it comes to Jaden Daniels or Drake May, I do think there is a better than 30% chance that the Giants trade up. Mike Garafolo said 60 or 76.9%. And Garafolo is one of the maybe most trusted sources that covers the NFL when it comes to the New York Giants, beat reporter of the team for 8 years prior to getting to NFL Network. The reason I would not draft Marvin Harrison Jr. is because you're going to have to trade up for him.
Yeah, let's trade another first.
And you have to give up another first. And, how much, if you have decided, D-Swag, as the Giants, that you want to draft a wide receiver, right? You just you stick at 6, and you either take Neighbors or you take a Dunze. And if you want a playmaker, then you take Brock Bowers as well.
Yeah.
I don't think that you trade up to give up a future first to move up for Marvin Harrison, who I think is the best receiver in this class. But the distance between him and Malik Neighbors, in my opinion, is not worthy of giving up a future first-round pick. And that's the best answer I can give you there. If we're stuck with DJ for a year, which we are, you want to give him the most help, but the Giants are probably going to let Saquon Barkley go. So they aren't even following that mindset. We'll talk about that. Gilly says, LOL, what did you think of the Q&A with Joe Shane? How are they going to ask about DJ like Joe is going to throw shade on live? I don't think people, and I fall in this camp because I didn't love Joe Shane's answer. And it wasn't to the guy's question that he pretty much said, why do you believe in Daniel Jones? It was more so I felt like Joe Shane, and like maybe he's doing this to give off the vision that he's not trying to trade up. And at this point, all GMs are lying. Yeah. Every GM is lying, so I completely understand that. Remember, he said we're not shopping Kadarius Toney, and they did that. My point is, I don't know if I want him, like selfishly, I want him to come out and say, actually, do not think Daniel Jones is a good QB, because that would make me feel more at ease with how he evaluates the position. But I didn't love, Seeps, how he goes to this. Someone says it was the guy who was hosting the show. I forget his name. It's the host of that show. And he said, you look at the NFL playoffs, and you see in those final four teams, it's a lot of really good quarterbacks, Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. And Daniel, and his answer to me was kind of lame. He said, well, we have one of those guys on our roster. He did that in the playoffs on the road versus the Minnesota Vikings, and he's still young. Like, I'm sorry, and it could be a bluff, but I'm going to take the man for what he said. If Joe Shane actually still thinks that Daniel Jones is a franchise quarterback, we are in a shitload of trouble. We are in a shitload of trouble. Like, you don't come out and say, he's bad, we made a bad contract. You don't say that, so I understand. I just want to know what he actually thinks. I think he's bluffing. Nope, that's a good point. What I wish someone would have asked him the follow-up question. If I was at the NFL Combine with the Chat Sports team, when someone said, has your value changed for Saquon Barkley? He said, no, I still value Saquon Barkley the same. I would have immediately said, do you still value Daniel Jones the same? Because if he says yes to that, then we're fucked. All GMs are lying. I get it. But I don't like, he's trying to sell me this picture that he's the one GM that's smarter than everybody else that believes in Daniel Jones. All other 31 GMs are laughing at the contract he's on right now. But it's smokescreen season. So maybe you just got to take everything with a grain of salt. Paul Bigelow says, Jordan Travis thoughts. I thought Jordan Travis grew tremendously this year. I hate that he got hurt. I feel bad for the kids at Florida State. And I feel like I was robbed of a great scouting opportunity to see him play in the college football playoffs.
Definitely.
Big, strong, athletic kid. I thought he grew as a passer. I think he still has a ways to go, though. I wouldn't mind taking him in the 4th round, maybe as a developmental QB. See if maybe a guy like Brian Dable, working with him closely as well as Mike Kafka, can maybe unlock him a little bit.
See, maybe that's like who Shane was talking about. Like those types of guys.
Yeah.
Like the Rattlers, the Travises, like the Miltons. Because, like, if you know you're stuck with DJ, like, behind the scenes, have Dable try to mold one of these guys, like.
Yeah. I think I've said in a video as well, Paul Bigelow, that my 3 developmental QBs would be Rattler, Milton, and Jordan Travis. I believe I did say that on a video. Make so many, sometimes I just forget everything I say. But those are 3 guys that I would keep my eye on. They also really like the, quarterback from Tulane, I believe. I think it's Tulane. I think it's a QB from Tulane. I'm blanking on his name. Supposedly he has some...
Michael Pratt?
Pratt, yeah. Supposedly there's people in the league that really like him. Rob Simpy coming in with a $2 super chat. 1, I am nervous where this is going.
We will see.
We will see. Yeah, Michael Cook Pratt. Thank you for saying that. I blanked on his name, but supposedly he's liked amongst NFL circles as well. Paul says, I would absolutely take Travis Day 3. Yeah, I think that's worth a shot in the dark. I think it is. Jay Fed says, I'd draft Rattler second round, first pick, then O-line second. I don't think you're going to have to take him that high. I don't think you're going to have to take him that high. All righty. 170 people watching. If you could, please hit that thumbs up icon. Only 45 likes, not even a third of the amount of people watching right now have liked this video. We are not starting the live show until we get to 80 likes. We're not going to start the live show until we get to 80 likes. So we will sit here and you will stare at my widow's peak until we get to 80 likes. So please hit the thumbs up icon. Drops up. He says, I'm completely joking, guys. Don't be nervous. Sure, you're joking. Sure. If you are watching and you've liked the video, drop a me down in the chat. So at least when I look at the chat, I at least know who I can show some love to because they've liked the video. Pokemore in the building. Shout out to Let's Go Giants. My man Pokemore, of course, liked the video. We're 8 likes away. We're talking the latest rumors, free agency, Saquon Barkley, Darren Waller, everything on today's show. Nope says, Marsh, when you going to go to Giants commentating? What do you mean? What do you mean? I go work for the Giants? I don't know. Chris Estrada, what up, man? 2 likes away. Hit that thumbs up icon so we can dive into today's show. And remember, the deal of the day. We get to $500 in Super Chats. Me, Seeps, one-on-ones on the football field. We're going at it, and I'm going to moss this kid. Pokemore said, is there a mailbag? Yep, we're going to get to a mailbag on today's show, probably in about 30, 40 minutes or so. Up to 85 likes. Shout out to you guys. He says the preseason broadcast on like NBC. Shit, they got to pay the kid. They got to pay me to do that. Michael Cook says, how did that run go? Was it the breast? It was not the breast. I did it the next morning, and I will say this. I was sweating out alcohol. Because you guys wanted to party. I'm down to party, but I think it was like a 50. There was a little walking as well. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I got a little walking in. I'm still working on my fitness journey, but it got done. Rob Jigga says, I got here late today. You didn't, Rob. You've been here for 20 minutes, and we've only been live for 33 minutes. You are not late. You are not late, my man. You are right in the thick of it. Paul Bigelow says, Das Boot. Yeah, 2 Das Boots in one day probably wasn't the best idea. All right, shout to everybody that's liked the video. 3 likes away now from 100 likes. Just hit the thumbs up icon and let's go. Five free agents the Giants can sign who can turn around this football team. That's what we're talking about on today's show as you're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports, and I am your host, Marshall Green. Joe Shea and Brian Dable are entering offseason number 3 as the brain trust of this organization, and if they don't fix this team this offseason, not saying you need to be a Super Bowl contender, but at least competent and competitive in the NFC East. If they don't do that this year, they are going to be on the hot seat this time next year. The Giants have roughly $35 million in cap space right now. They have the opportunity to add a couple of good football players. And Joe Shane said when the NFL salary cap was announced at $255 million compared to $241 million, that changed the plans of free agency for the New York Giants. Here's an exclusive clip recorded by Chat Sports at the NFL Combine talking to Joe Shane.
Yeah, that came into play. It really did. I was telling somebody earlier, Friday afternoon, I was watching film, and I get an email, and it's from the league, and it's the salary cap number, and I open it up, and our staff was on vacation through the weekend, so I was in there, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe how much that that went up because we were very conservative on our estimates in terms of our plan. So it's caused us, we're going to reconvene here and talk about some of those things that you were talking about, because again, we were operating in the 241 to 243. We were being conservative, and it's a pleasant surprise where it ended up coming in. So yeah, we're going to recalibrate and say, okay, now this is what the salary cap is. We didn't think it was going to be this much, and how will that alter our plans, if it'll alter them at all. But looking forward to doing that with my staff later this afternoon.
So Joe Shane and his team are going to have to kind of recalibrate their moves that they want to make in free agency. They expected to have $14 million less in cap space than they did. Now they have more wiggle room to make it work. But on top of that, they can clear up even more cap space if they want to. They are going to cut Mark Lewinsky. That will save them $5.6 million. They could easily restructure Andrew Thomas and Dexter Lawrence's contract and clear up almost $26 million in cap space. Then if you cut Aaron Robinson, Boogie Basham, and Gary Brightwell, that clears up another $3.7 million in cap space. And if you make all of these moves, on top of the jump in salary cap space, the Giants would have $74.2 million in cap space. Do I think they make all these moves? No, but it shows you that they could if they want to. And they can make some big-time signings in free agency. I'm not necessarily expecting Joe Shane to just whip out the checkbook and use all the salary cap space that he has, because that's kind of been the opposite of the philosophy that he's preached since he's taken over as the GM. But when you have holes at major positions like the New York Giants have, you need to use free agency as a tool, not the main tool, a tool to help fix and build this roster, whether it's the offensive line, a backup quarterback, edge rusher, corner, wide receiver, playmaker. The Giants need to come out of free agency with a couple of good players. And if they sign anyone, we're going to be breaking it down on this channel. We will be live on day one of NFL free agency, documenting every single move that the New York Giants make. So if you're looking for free, informative, entertaining content every day on Big Blue, and you want to never miss a thing, subscribe and turn your notifications on. Alrighty, 5 free agents that the New York Giants need to sign to fix the team. I'm first looking at Mike Onwenu, the interior offensive lineman. Has played guard a lot in his career, but he's mainly a tackle at this point. Last year, at least, he was a tackle. You look at his grades from Pro Football Focus over the last 4 seasons. He's just been good. He's good in every single area. The thing that I love about him the most is he's a healthy guy. He plays a lot of football. 93% of the snaps played in 2023. 99% of the snaps played in 2022. He's been graded out well by them pretty much every single season. He would walk in and be your starting right tackle. Pro Football Focus also offers a contract projection for Onwenu, and it's 4 years at $14.5 million of average annual salary. 4 years, $58 million total, and $33 million guaranteed. That would make him the 11th highest paid right tackle in this league. So there you go there. Mike Onwenu would be my number 1 signing if I'm the New York Giants. But if I'm trying to fix this team, I'm going to do it up front in the trenches. And I'm going to sign offensive guard Robert Hunt as well. I am doubling down on the offensive line. I know you might be saying, well, Marsh, you just paid a lot of money for Mike Onwenu. And now you're going to have to pay a lot of money for Robert Hunt. But I know this. Until the offensive line is fixed, nothing matters. Everyone, say it with me in the chat right now. Until the offensive line is fixed, nothing matters. And if you're able to go get Onwenu and Robert Hunt, you would be one of the best offensive lines in the NFL. Hunt, he's a very versatile guy. He can play either side when it comes to guard, and he's been really good for the Miami Dolphins for the past couple of years. For his contract projection, it's just like Onwenu. 4 years, a little bit more at $17.5 million per year, $42 million guaranteed, and $70 million total. It's a lot of money to allocate to the offensive line. You're paying big money for Andrew Thomas. You would have paid big money for Onwenu. You would have paid big money for Robert Hunt. But nothing matters until you fix the offensive line. And if you could have a potential offensive line that features Andrew Thomas, John Michael Schmitz, Robert Hunt, and Mike Onwenu, you would have at least given your best effort to fixing the offensive line. And that's what Joe Shea needs to do. His number 1 job when he took over as the general manager for this football team was to fix the offensive line. We're in offseason number 3. It's time to get it done. And if you can't get it done, it's time to get somebody new in here that can get it done. Name a free agent you want the Giants to sign. Do you go offensive line? I would do it. I would pay big money and get both of those guys and try to figure it out from there. But I want to hear from you. Name a free agent you want the Giants to sign. They could also benefit from adding a playmaker on the outside. And since I've already spent big money on Mike Onwenu and I spent big money on Robert Hunt, there's not that much to go around. So I'm going to go with a little bit of a lower level free agent option at the wide receiver position and Gabe Davis of the Buffalo Bills. I know Gabe Davis is kind of a polarizing player. Some people think he's really good. Some people think not so much. But when I look at Gabe Davis, I look at him as one of the most explosive wide receivers in the National Football League. Look at his yards per catch over the last 4 years. 16.6, 17.4, 15.7, 17.1. And he's produced in big-time games before. I also love that he has a relationship with Joe Shane and Brian Dable. And he's less than 25 years old. So he's just scratching the surface of the player he is. Big-time plays is what wins football games in the NFL. Explosive plays equals points. And he's one of the most explosive receivers in the NFL. They need someone that can go down the sideline outside of just Jalen Hyatt. Because if you have Gabe Davis on this side, you got Darius Slayton here, you got Hyatt here, that's a lot of people that puts pressure on the back half of a defense. And that could really change the way that your offense works. Contract projection, 1 year, $12 million with $8 million guaranteed. I would not be mad at all if Gabe Davis was a player the New York Giants looked at in free agency, and I expect them to be in on him, considering the ties to the Buffalo Bills with Joe Shane and Brian Dable. 2 more free agents the Giants need to sign to fix this football team coming up around the corner. But first, I got to tell you guys about our proud sponsor, Prize Picks. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS. Use the promo code CLNS, and Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. Just because football season is over, that does not mean your season of playing Prize Picks should stop as well. The action on the floor is heating up. Whether it's tournament season or the fight for playoff home court, there's no shortage of high-stakes basketball moments this time of year. Get in on the excitement with Prize Picks, America's #1 fantasy sports app where you can turn your hoops knowledge into serious cash. Shout out to Prize Picks. Awesome. It's a lot of fun. Check them out. Pick more, pick less. Play Prize Picks. It's a lot of fun. Check them out. Let's go. Shout out Prize Picks, #1 daily fantasy sports app. That link will be clickable down in the comments and description of today's video. I am now going to look to try to bring an edge rusher to the New York Giants. I think that is an area that they have desperately lacked talent at the last couple of years. I think Kayvon Thibodeau is a promising player, and I actually think Azeez Ojulari, when he's on the football field, is really good, but the availability for him has been lackluster. So I'm going to bring in the veteran Leonard Floyd on a potential 1-year cheap deal. You look at his stats over the past couple of years. 10.5 sacks, 9 sacks, 9.5 sacks, 10.5 sacks, 19 QB hits, 22 QB hits, 18 QB hits, 19 QB hits. This guy is a professional pass rusher. And getting him on a defense led by Shane Bowen, that according to Joe Shane is going to be aggressive in early downs, trying to stop the pass. I think adding a guy like him and letting him pin his ears back will be special. The guy has 198 QB pressures in the last 4 seasons. They need that guy. They need a guy like that. Yeah, I would like to go out and get Danielle Hunter, but I already spent big on Robert Hunt and Mike Onwenu. So I'm going to go with the value bargain here. Pro Football Focus, they think Leonard Floyd will sign a 1-year, $6 million deal, fully guaranteed. If that's all it costs, sign me up for Leonard Floyd. The last free agent we're going to talk about that the Giants need to sign to fix this team is Kenny Moore, the corner for the Indianapolis Colts. Kenny Moore is one of my favorite players in free agency, and he fits a position of need for the New York Giants. He is a slot corner that is physical, ladies and gentlemen. He may be 5'9", but he has a PFF run grade of 71.5, and he has not had a PFF run stopping grade of below 66 since 2018. He also had a PFF coverage grade of 79.3 this year. He's predominantly a slot corner. And we know Shane Bowen is a guy that likes to run a lot of nickel and dime packages, which means more DBs on the field. And if you're going to do that, you need DBs that are willing to get downhill, get in the mix, and make plays in the backfield. 93 tackles, 65 tackles, 100 tackles, 80 tackles. He may be small, but he's lion-hearted, and he's not scared to go in and mix it up. I think he had 2 pick sixes in the game this year as well. A little bit older. I think he's 30 years old at this point. but a slot corner that's proven there, I think would be a big benefit to this football team. I'd still like another outside corner. You got Deonte Banks. I think getting a veteran that can fit the run stopping needs, as well as being a good sticky corner in the slot could really help this team out. 2 years, $13.5 million total with $6.75 million per year and $8 million guaranteed. That's what I would do. I think if you signed all 5 of those guys, the New York Giants would be in a much better spot. And yeah, I could have just gone out and signed the best corner, but I tried to be a little bit realistic here. I tried to at least allocate the money that we had. So grade my free agency plan. A, B, C, D, or F. Yeah, I'd like to hit a home run in every single one, but the good teams, they find those bargain prices in those players. They produce above their price point. A, B, C, D, or F. Make sure to give me a follow over on social media at @MarshallGreen_ on Instagram and at @MarshallGreen_ on Twitter. Hit me up over there. Let's go, Big Blue. As MG is in the building with the $50 super chat. Bang! MG in the building. He reclaims the lead as the top dog in the February Bang race. Seeps,
I love it.
we wondered if Mike G was going to come in here and make it a competition between he and Rob Simpy.
I was about to stop the cut.
I saw the
$50
$50 super chat as well. I was like, do we just stop it? We'll keep it rolling. Shout out to Mike G. Another sticker on the helmet for him, Seeps.
Let's go.
Are we going to get a battle royale for the top spot?
He's got a 1-bang lead right now.
He's up 1 bang on Rob Simpy. Oh, Mike G is here, boys and girls. Mike G, another sticker on the helmet. And right now you hold the leader spot on the last day of the competition. Today is the last day to compete in our February Bang race. Mike G has taken the lead. Still got some really strong contestants in this. Anyone can enter. Paul Bigelow down below. Corinne as well. Tony and Cha tied at 3. Rob Simpy sent in 1 today.
Also, if somebody sends in like a 300, you're in first. Think about that.
Just big dog it.
Just big dog. Put it on the table.
There it is.
Oh! He's putting it away! He's putting it away!
This one's coming in from Mike G.
He wants
Bang!
it. He wants it.
Mike G wants the championship, Seeps. He wants to walk away with the crown today.
It's all about mindset right now for Mike G. He's not letting anybody. He wants to extend it a little bit.
One of my weird things that I like to do is I like to watch haircut videos on TikTok and Instagram. And I always follow this one guy. And whenever he's about to do a haircut, he'll pull up his black gloves and he's like, I'm in that mode. Mike G is in that mode. Mike G in that mode, trying to walk away as the Bang race leader for the month of February. And right now he's got 2 spot up on the leaders.
It's up 2.
He's up by 2. He's up by 2. I'm not doubting Rob Simpy, though.
I'm not doubting Simpy either. Mike G, we appreciate it. We appreciate it. I'm pulling for you, my friend.
Mike G. Did anyone ever tell you have the best initials in the world, by the way? MG?
Nobody's ever said that.
No one has ever said that? Well, let me be the first one that ever told you that. M-F-N-G, my man. Rob Jigga says, Marsh, thanks again for earlier. Do you guys have any thoughts, insight on Zach Zinter, college, Michigan, position, interior offensive lineman, height, 6'6", weight, 322, guard, question mark.
I love him. Isn't he coming off?
He's the guy that tore his knee up in that game, Ohio State game, right?
Yeah. Or no, it was the – oh, no, it was the Ohio State game.
I think it was.
Or it was it might have been the Bama game.
It might have been the Bama game.
It was the Bama game. So he could be a guy that you take like later rounds and hopefully he gets back to his former self. But he was dominant in college. Dominant.
Yeah, he was really good. I haven't gotten to the nitty-gritty of his tape study yet, but I believe he was an All-American this year at Michigan. So he's got to be pretty
Pretty
good.
sure he's also been a captain for like 3 years or something like that. Like, teammates love him. Probably just later round. That's
Yeah.
what I'd say.
I'm always cool with drafting some Michigan offensive linemen
Always.
as well.
I love Big Ten offensive linemen.
I do too. Rob Jigga, it's always love, brother. Thank you for always supporting us. Thanks for being in the building. Let's go. Rob Simpy says 2. Get ready. I'm not going to doubt it.
He's got
To get to-
99 more technically, or so he needs to take the lead. So he's got 150 or 148 more. Now, make that 198 more because
This one coming in from Mike G. Bang! Mike G, another $50 super chat. Just like the kids say these days, I am him. Mike G, he is officially in that mode.
in that mode.
Mike G, bang! Another $50 super chat. Seeps, is he running away with this one?
I think he is. He's got 3. What's he up? 3 now? I love it. Shout out to Mike G, man. We appreciate it.
He is in that mode.
He is in that mode.
Those videos, those guys are hilarious. I got to show you those videos. Mike G,
Fired up
another
now.
sticker on the helmet, and another step to take the lead. How many is he at for the month, Seeps?
He's at 7. Simpy's at 4. Mr. Rick's at 3.
So he's at 7, which means 350. Because Gilly is asking how much to take the lead.
It would be 200.
No, you're bad at math.
To take the lead?
Oh, for Rob Simpy?
Oh, yeah. 200 to take the lead for Simpy.
Well, yes, 200 for Simpy to take the lead. But to beat Mike, you have to have banged 8 times. That would be a $400 super chat.
See, Mike's putting this away, man.
Is Mike putting this away? A $400 super chat would put somebody in the lead. Never say never. Never say never.
Say never.
Also, remember, if you do want to win a chance to win this Giants Now football, today is the last day. A $10 super chat will get that done. Mike G says, don't make it too easy, Rob.
You dirty dog, Mike G.
Mike G, he's talking that talk.
You dirty dog.
My man, Mike G, an absolute legend. Let's go. Coming up, we're about to break down the latest rumors that surround this football team. According to one of the most trusted inside Giants reporters, he thinks Saquon Barkley is leaving. We also have some news on Darren Waller and some exclusive NFL draft content for you guys. Chat Sports is at the NFL Combine in Indianapolis. That's how we've been able to get these interviews. We've kind of been your go-to source for who the Giants have met with. We've got a list, I think, of 5 players so far that nobody else has reported on that the Giants have met with. We'll talk about that as well. MK5VW says, stop giving these frauds money. How about you stop watching us and get a life?
Yeah.
Like, imagine how bored and how much you have nothing coming on in your life that you want to go into a chat, watch other people talk about the Giants just to shit talk them.
Yeah.
Your life must suck.
Just ignore those frauds in the chat.
Loser. Thanks for subscribing, though, which you're kind of telling on yourself, because if we were frauds, why are you subscribed?
You are telling on yourself.
Kind of telling on yourself there, Mike. Everyone want to get a little F Mike in the chat? Not Mike G. Mike. It's MK. I'm calling him Mike.
MK.
I'm calling him Mike for some reason. It's just MK.
Not MG.
Not MG. Patrick Clark coming in with a super chat. What up, Pat? QB talk. Smokescreen for neighbors. Harrison to fall. Do you?
See, Harrison wouldn't get past L.A.
Harrison's not getting past L.A. I don't think he's getting past the 4th pick either. I don't think there is a chance in the world that Marvin Harrison Jr. falls to 6, Patrick.
No. I don't, because if he's sitting there at 5, Harbaugh's taking him. Like, I mean, he's seen him for 3 years. Like,
Yeah. Agreed. MK says, used to like you guys and realize you guys clickbait and make up fake news. What fake news did we make up? Please, I'd love to talk about it. What fake news did we make up? Would love to answer that question. We would love for you to answer that question. Did we make up fake news? Like, are we telling that there's stuff happened and it didn't happen? Because that's not true. That's not true. But you seem like you got stuff going on. Yeah, Mike G, who is this loser? Whatever. As Mike G coming in with a $10 super chat. Another entry in to the Giants Now raffle to win a ball. Shout out to Mike G. Besides a dub for Mike G, who do we like as a free agent for Saquon replacements? I love Saquon, but in case it doesn't work money-wise for 26. I'm just going to pull up top free agents at the running back position. It's a loaded class at that position. You're going to have guys out there like Josh Jacobs. You're going to have Derrick Henry. You're going to have Austin Eckler. You're going to have Saquon Barkley. You're going to have Tony Pollard. And I wouldn't sign any of those guys. Like, if you're not going to re-sign Saquon Barkley, don't go give the money. You're going to go give him to another high-paid back.
Let me throw a name out there. Cordarrelle Patterson. Or Cordero, whatever you want to call him.
A little playmaker.
A little dual threat. Play them all over. I like A.J. Dillon as a sneaky guy.
I do as well. I'm going to keep my eyes on Austin Eckler. I think he may be the running back that gets squeezed out of a high price point. Like if it's Pollard, if it's Henry, and it's Barkley and it's Jacob, does Eckler get squeezed out of a high price point?
He should. He is not good anymore.
Not good anymore. You wouldn't sign him 1 year, $3.5 million?
No.
I would.
He looked terrible last year. I swear to God, I saw this it was a 5-minute Twitter video, but it compared him and last year
to Dalvin Cook.
No, to himself the year before. He has no speed anymore.
Really?
I don't know what happened with him, but
I like the mention of A.J. Dillon, hard downhill runner. I wouldn't mind a guy like DeAndre Swift. I thought he gave the Eagles some good juice. And then you also have Devin Singletary and Zach Moss, who Brian Dable and Joe Shane have worked with in Buffalo.
I got one. Boston Scott.
Boston Scott.
Or what about you go Tony Pollard, and then Saquon goes to the Cowboys? Little running back swap.
What contract are you giving Tony Pollard?
2 for $16.
If I'm paying Pollard $8 million, just give Saquon 10.
Yeah, true.
I'm keeping my eyes on Singletary and Zach Moss. Singletary and Zach Moss are the ones I'm looking at.
Singletary's all right.
Give me 1 sec. I got to respond to Mitch here if you want to work something real quick.
Yeah. More names on here. I mean, Gus Edwards. You could go Zeke. I mean, Zeke's a name out there. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. See, a lot of these running backs that are out there, here's my hot take for the NFL free agency. I feel like we have not reached an all-time low at the running back position yet. I think this offseason we're going to see, besides Derrick Henry and Saquon, I think they'll still get paid decently well. But Austin Eckler, watch out. He's not going to get paid at all. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I bet you he gets nothing. Guys like Zeke, guys like even Boston Scott, Cam Akers. The one I actually don't mind Rashad Penny either. I always thought Penny had a little bit of juice to him. A.J. Dillon. Latavius Murray at 34 is still kicking it. Same way, Jerick McKinnon's only 31 too. Yeah, those are some names out there. Also, I want to give you guys an update. Where is it? It is right here. We're about 209, or no, we're less than 200. We're $193 away from me and Marsh going and playing one-on-one. We're going to go 5 yards and in. We go one-on-one. We're running routes. I don't know if Marsh really wants this too much, but
I would cook you.
I just don't think that's the case.
We are 200 away. I didn't know we were that close.
I didn't know we were that close either.
We will also go live on the channel for it.
Yeah, we will go live for the channel for this, which that means it's all live. There's no, we're not cutting it. You guys get to see the raw clip.
Oh, Gilly. Head top.
Gilly, don't do that.
You know what they
that,
do?
Gilly.
You put it on the top shelf where only the big kids can get it.
You know that play where Sherman on Crabtree in the NFC Championship game where he's running back, he bats it in? That's going to be me. That's going to be me.
So if we get to 500, we're 200 away. One-on-ones, me versus Seeps. Receiver, corner, one-on-one from the 5 yards and in. That's all about just creating space and going and getting it. Strong hands. Mike G, you want to win some money? Bet on me. You want to win some money? Bet on me.
Mike G, you're going to regret that, brother. I love you, but you're going to regret that.
Only thing that I'm worried about is we may not actually have a good QB.
I know. Well, it can't be that hard. You're throwing the ball to
15 yards, and they can be they don't like.
They can
We'll line
stand
up
at
on
the
the
5.
numbers. They can stand on the 5 and then just stand on the hash.
Yeah, it's nothing. It's either you're running a slant or you're going to the
MG
pile.
all day. Twice on Sunday. Oh! He doesn't want that smoke. Foot fire. Oh! This one's coming in from Rob Simpy.
Oh, no.
Bang!
Oh,
bang!
no.
Bang! Bang! The quad bang from Rob Simpy.
Uh-oh.
It is, Seeps, you know what they say about a series in basketball? A series does not start until a road team wins. And Rob Simpy has made it a game. He's made it a game, ladies and gentlemen.
Took the lead.
A $200 super chat, and he's taking the lead. He's taking the lead.
My man, Mike G.
Mike G. He went up. He came out in the first round.
Yeah,
he gave
swinging.
some swings. He just took a tough rib shot right there.
Yeah.
That was a tough rib shot. I think the mouthpiece might have spat out, but he's on the ground. I feel like he's getting up.
It's coming up.
He's getting up. Rob effing Simpy.
Y'all, let's make this game. Yep.
Well, let's make this a game.
Would I have liked it more in 198 $2 super chats? Yeah, probably a little bit, Rob, but this is okay too.
Rob effing Simpy. I only have 2 stickers. I will tell the crew to bring some more in because 4 stickers are going on the helmet for Rob effing
It's also
Simpy.
1v1 time. Appreciate you, Rob.
Is it 1v1 time?
Oh, we crossed it.
Are you more? Well, I'll ask you this question.
I'm winning both, if that's the answer to your question.
Which one are you more confident in?
Hoops, I'm more confident in.
Oh my gosh. Rob Simpy. I believe that's our biggest super chat of 2024 as well on Giants Now.
Definitely.
Bronx Boy says, I don't know how you guys aren't 2 boots in by now.
We got to take it easy every once in a while.
We're
Bronx
trying to
boy.
do athletic challenges. We can't
Yeah.
be just drinking 3 freaking beers all the time.
Trying to hold us back, Bronx boy.
I had a comment on the video that I don't know how I felt about it, but it was pretty funny. Let me go to it, because I thought it was freaking hilarious, but it was also like kind of a backhanded compliment almost.
What'd they say?
Let me see if I can go find it real quick. It was from Duncan, the Celtics viewer.
Oh, that dude stinks.
He goes. Let me see if I find Fat Duncan.
It's also with all like these comments on hoops, like anybody who comments on this, I am 100% certain they cannot hold anything.
He goes, credit Marsh, skinnier than I thought. Nixon out camera adds a few dozen pounds. Marsh looks like he's in decent shape.
Dude can go F himself, man.
I was like, thanks. Have lost some weight. We've been losing some weight. We're almost down 35 pounds. But I don't know how to take that.
That's a compliment.
Is it?
I think it's a compliment.
Okay.
You do look good, though. Like, you do
We're
look
getting good. We're trying to get
seriously.
better. We're trying to get back in shape. Someone told me I fell off, so I needed that. This dude said, credit Marsh. Skinnier than I thought. Nick's now camera has a few dozen pounds. I was crying when I read that message.
Keep your thoughts to yourself.
Duncan, we appreciate it. Oh! We have a new leader as Mike G. Bang!
Oh!
Bang! A double bang from Mike G. As we have a new leader. Woo! Woo! New leader, Mike G. Back at the top.
Wow.
Oh my.
The double bang.
I didn't think it was going to do this. Oh my God. This is ridiculous. Yeah, that could be weird.
That could get real.
Mike G.
Let's go.
You guys are freaking the best, man. Oh my goodness. You guys. That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Mike G. It is. I feel like I'm watching Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson box right now.
I'm nervous where this is going to go.
It's bang after bang after bang. Everybody just throwing haymakers. Rob Simpy gets a lefty will no-looker. Oh my goodness. This is going to be one for the ages.
This is.
I don't know if we're done here, but I don't think we are.
I don't think we are either.
Because I know both these dudes don't want to lose. Wow. Ray Roman, my man, with a $10 super chat. Another entry into the raffle to win our Giants Now football. He says, y'all need a Patron shot. See, this is a guy that I can respect.
Yeah.
I'm always down for a little Patron. Let's do this cut. And then we'll see if there's any bangage. Or do we just, what do we do here? Yeah, cut, yeah. It's already 5:30. All right. Let's do it. Thank you, guys. Seriously, y'all are the best. That's why this channel is the #1 Giants channel on YouTube. That's why we're able to go to the combine. That's why we're able to do everything we do. Seriously, thank you. I can tell you this. This will be the worst that you've ever seen Giants Now. Because tomorrow it's going to be better, and the next day it's going to be better, and it's only going to get better and better because you guys continue to show love. All righty, let's dive in to the latest rumors surrounding this football team. Coming up on today's show, one of the longest tenured New York Giants beat reporters said he thinks Saquon Barkley is going to leave the New York Giants in free agency. We'll break that down around the corner. Also, there's some rumors coming out that the New York Giants could be cutting Darren Waller. Very interesting rumors there. And then we're also going to give you guys some NFL Combine updates and rumors. The Chat Sports team is at the Combine. We've been getting you exclusive draft Combine content all week long. And we're going to give you some inside information that nobody else on YouTube has. But stay in the loop when it comes to Giants news and rumors and hit that subscribe button. Help us reach 44,000 subscribers, a major accomplishment. And it would mean the world to me if we could get there. So subscribe and turn your notifications on. You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. And according to Art Stapleton, one of the longest tenured and most trusted insiders that covers the New York Giants, said this: I think Saquon is going to be elsewhere next season. And Art Stapleton is not a clickbait guy. Art Stapleton is not a shock wave tweet sender, or he doesn't say things to get a reaction. He's only saying it if he truly believes it. And I think he may be right. How much would it take to keep Saquon Barkley? I think somewhere around $10 to $12 million per year. Pro Football Focus said about a 3-year, $36 million deal that includes $20 million guaranteed. What's interesting to me is if you go back to the NFL Combine, where we put a video out, Joe Shane said his value for Saquon Barkley has not changed. It has not changed. He said he values Saquon Barkley the same. They offered him multi-year contracts last year. Will they do it this year? They're supposed to meet at the Combine this week. I think we may get a clearer picture on where he may be playing football coming up soon. I am starting to feel like, though, that Saquon Barkley may have played his last downs as a New York Giant. I said it in a video earlier this week that my head and my brain tells me that Saquon Barkley is gone. But my heart, the softy that I am, makes me still believe that Saquon Barkley is going to be a Giant. Because he has said it time and time again that he wants to be a Giant. And I know that John Mara wants him to be a Giant. And when two sides want the same thing, and if they truly, truly want it, they will sacrifice to get it done. But it sounds like Saquon Barkley is already being recruited by other teams. According to Aaron Wilson, a Houston Texans beat reporter, Saquon Barkley has been in communication with Texans quarterback C.J. Stroud about his interest in coming to Houston. There was also a rumor out there that Saquon Barkley's number one team he wants to go play for is the Houston Texans. I don't know if that was if he left the Giants or if that is with the Giants still in consideration. I also thought it was interesting that Joe Shane said at his press conference at the NFL Combine that the franchise tag is not off the table for Saquon Barkley. I also thought it was interesting that Joe Shane said that the rise in the salary cap number for the for the NFL, the salary cap going from a projected 242 to an expected 255 changes some things for the Giants. Think about it like this. The Giants were expected to have $20 million. Joe Shane built his free agency plan with the idea that he was going to have $20 million in free agency to spend. Now he's up to almost 35. Could get up to 40 if he cuts Glowinski. Could get up to 70 if he restructures Dexter Lawrence and Andrew Thomas. I say all that to say this. If the Giants really want Saquon here, if they think that they are a better football team and Saquon Barkley is worth the money, they will get it done. One, because they now have the money to pay him. But two, they have the franchise tag. If they truly value Saquon and they truly want him to be here, he will be here. The Giants will do whatever it takes. On the other side, a reason they may not want him is because his production is starting to go down. Had a really good year in 2022, but he was hurt last year for 3 games, and his production was not all that good. 3.9 yards per carry, and I know a lot of that blame goes on the offensive line. But the question comes down to this. Would you rather pay Saquon Barkley $12 million or go sign an offensive guard for $12 million? I think that's a question Joe Shane's going to have to answer, and I think he has to realize, I think everyone has to realize, you don't build a running game through a running back. You build a running game through an offensive line. With all that said, I think the Giants should re-sign him because he's a good football player. And the Giants, they don't have a lot of good football players, and they need to keep the good ones in the building. I would re-sign Saquon. What do you think, though? Is he staying in the Big Apple? Will he be a member of this football team next year? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Some more rumors. License plate guy. He went on the Talkin' Giants podcast. Shout out to Talkin' Giants, Justin Pennick, and the crew over there. Bobby, they do a great job. Check them out. Great on YouTube. They're like the biggest Giants podcast as well on all of those apps. They had License Plate Guy on their channel. If you don't know who License Plate Guy is, you should probably come out from under the rock that you're living in. He is the most well-known Giants fan there is. He's got inside sources. He is plugged in with the New York Giants. I don't think he's missed a home or a road game for 30 years at this point. And he said he does not believe that Darren Waller will be on the Giants team next season. License Plate Guy, you could check out his Twitter. There's a reason that a Giants fan has more than 66,000 followers. He's not really a content creator. He occasionally goes live on Instagram. He is plugged in. And he said on the Talkin' Giants podcast that he thinks the Giants are going to cut Darren Waller. What would the ramifications be if they do cut Waller? Well, if they keep him on the team, he has a $14 million cap hit. That's how much he would cost the Giants on the cap. If you cut him, you save $6.7 million, and you still have $7.3 million of dead cap. So you essentially save 50% of his contract if you do cut him. So that's kind of the information on that. I do think it is also important, though, to know that the New York Giants restructured Darren Waller after the trade and prior to the season starting to save $7 million on his contract before the season started. So my question is this. If you thought that you were a bad season away and a couple of injuries away from Darren Waller being cut, why did you push his money into the future? That makes no sense. So then I have to go to this question. How bad is the hamstring injury? Like, how bad is it? Is it bad enough to where it's now a chronic issue and it's never going to go away? If that's the case, then yeah, you got to cut him. But cutting Darren Waller after one season and restructuring his contract to put more money into the future to make the ramifications of cutting him more impactful for your football team, and you gave up a third-round pick for him, that is asset mismanagement. That is the definition of that. That means you would have traded a third-round pick for 1 year of inconsistent play for a tight end and then a dead cap hit of $7 million on your team. That, my friends, is asset mismanagement. For me, I would keep him for the simple fact of hoping that he can stay healthy. Are you going to go use that $7 million to get another tight end? If so, sure, but he could be injured as well. Did he look great down the stretch? No. Does he look nearly as explosive? No. But I go back to the offseason. I go back to the summer where he was dominating in Giants training camp and in the preseason. I'm willing to bet on that, and I don't think $7 million is enough to cut him. But license plate guy, he ain't just making stuff up. K for keep, C for cut. Let me know what you would do with Waller. Coming up around the corner, we have verified at the NFL Combine with our Chat Sports team there that the Giants are meeting with multiple players, as they are expected to. But we've got the names of those guys because we are the only channel that covers the Giants at the NFL Combine. This one was very interesting to me. Byron Murphy, probably the quickest riser up the NFL draft boards through the offseason, is a guy the Giants have met with. He's a defensive tackle for the University of Texas, and he is an athletic freak. This guy is a game wrecker. He's a first-round pick. Giants are meeting with him, doing their due diligence. I'm not saying the Giants necessarily need to spend another priority pick on a D lineman or a D tackle, because you do have Dexter Lawrence. Man, Dexter Lawrence, Byron Murphy, I wouldn't mind that at all in the middle of my defense. I believe his name is Adisa Isaac. I've heard multiple people say it multiple ways. I am going to accept that I am saying it wrong. But Mr. Isaac, an edge rusher out of Penn State, is another name that has had a meeting with the New York Giants. He is from Brooklyn. He is a native New Yorker, and a lot of people that watch Big Ten football are big fans of him. Had 7.5 sacks last year off the edge for the Nittany Lions. He can get downhill. He can get after the passer, and we know the Giants need that. Also, Jalen Ford of the University of Texas, an off-ball linebacker from Frisco, Texas, has officially met with the New York Giants at the NFL Combine as well. He's more of your off-ball backer. He can play on the edge, but 101 tackles last year, 1 sack, 1 forced fumble. He could scrape from sideline to sideline and make plays. Another off-ball backer from Michigan that they are meeting with is Junior Colson, 6'3", 250 pounds. This guy is an athletic freak, and he has the size profile that can make him rise up draft boards. He is also a sideline-to-sideline tackling machine. His best season, though, in college football was his freshman season, and they got like 5% worse every single year. Not sure what the reason is for that, but he's also a really good player, and maybe he's a target for the Giants in the second or third round. Another edge rusher that the Giants have met with is Braden McGregor, the edge rusher for the Michigan Wolverines as well. 6'6", 267 pounds, 4.5 sacks last year for Michigan. He is a good run stopper. Not the most elite guy at bending the edge and getting to the quarterback, but I love the energy he plays with. He plays 100 miles an hour. He can get off blocks and make plays in the run game. He's definitely a guy that's on the Giants board, obviously, because they are meeting with him at the NFL Combine. The Giants are also expected to meet with all of the top quarterbacks at the NFL Combine. We know that they are meeting with Jaden Daniels for sure. I believe I saw Ian Rappaport said Caleb Williams. I'm sure they'll meet with Drake May, J.J. McCarthy, Bo Nix, as well as Michael Penix. They are going to meet with all those top QBs. So subscribe for exclusive NFL Combine content. We're going to be breaking it down all week long. We're at the Combine. So subscribe. You're not getting that content anybody else. And make sure to follow me over on Twitter and Instagram. Another way you can find this exclusive content on my social media at @MarshallGreen_ on Twitter and on Instagram. Let's go Giants. Hit that thumbs up icon. Let's go. You guys are different. This one's coming in from Rob Simpy says, tied up, Sadie, am at a losing battle as if I go to 500 total, YouTube is going to block and milk. Will have 50 on me. I wish this was easier to decipher here. I feel like you're a couple boots in at this point. I feel like he's trying to say tied up, sadly, am at tied up. He did tie it. Will start. Even if he gets to 5, if he gets to Michael Cook with the transcription there says
and
if he gets,
he'll still be up 50, even if he gets the.
Okay. Yes, I'm at a loss. Okay. That is something as well. That is something that probably we did not put enough thought into. I guess the only way we could make that to where it could continue to go is if you do want to continue to battle, it would have to be Venmo or Cash App.
Yeah.
It would have to be Venmo or Cash App. I don't know if you have either of those, Rob Simpy. If that is the case, which YouTube will stop after you've sent in 500, it would have to be Cash App or Venmo. So, we do have those as options. If you do want to compete still, let me know, and I will put my Cash App. Says, yes, this is what I get for Rob Simpy, you are more than good, brother. You are more than good. He says, yes, I have Venmo. I will put my Venmo down in the chat. I want everyone's odds to be fair here. I don't want anyone getting screwed out of the pooch. My Venmo is at Marshall Green _. Oh, there it is. At Marshall Green _. All right, there's that. As Mike G, a $200 super chat. Bang, 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 bang. Another quad bang on New York Giants now. Are you kidding me? I didn't even see this one come in. Oh my God. Oh my Lanta.
That is the leaderboard now.
Is this the official updated list?
This is the official updated list. Because Rob tied it up, and then, or no, Rob took a. Yeah.
This is important math here. This is important math, Patrick Seatman.
Yes, 11 is correct. Yeah.
11 is correct, and
yes.
9 is correct for Rob Simpy.
9 is correct for Rob. Because Rob took a two-man lead.
The way you're looking at me makes me not confident at all.
Let me double check real quick.
Here, so I will tell you this, Patrick Seatman. Coming into today, oh, you've been editing that number at the bottom. That's brutal. Command Z that piece.
Well, no, that's going to get the...
No, it's not.
No, because then I was also editing the $10 raffle entries.
Mike G entered today at 4.
He entered today at 4? Oh, it was 4-3.
It was 4-3. We started the day at 4 for Mike G.
All right, here, I got it.
And Mike G started at 4.
5, 6,
I'm
7.
going to do all this.
9, 13. He's at 13.
He's at 13.
Yes. He's at 13.
So we started at 4.
He's at 13.
He's at 13. And then for Rob Simpy.
Started at 3, 4, 8, 9. Yes, this is correct.
So this is officially it.
This is officially it.
Oh, Lord. This is where we stand.
Yeah, that makes sense because Simpy tied it up, and then MG came in.
Yes, Simpy tied it up at 9, and then he sent in the 200, and that's 4.
And Simpy put it on the table.
And then Simpy said, Mike G said, I'm going to win this. Oh, my Lord.
What a day, fellas.
That's where we're at. That's where we're at. This is incredible. I'm out of stickers. I will add all the stickers when we get back out there. I'm actually just going to ask somebody. You just want to ask him Prod if someone can bring some in?
Yeah.
As I'm going to add these to the helmet. We got a mailbag. Is that the last thing we got to do?
Yeah.
We have a mailbag coming up. If you want to be featured on today's show, hashtag Giants or Super Chat to get it on the mailbag. Hashtag Giants or Super Chat to get on the mailbag. All Super Chats that have come in that are applicable to the New York Giants, we will feature them on the show. We will feature them on the show. Pokey Moore getting a question in. Bronx Boy says, can we go talk shit to that Pittsburgh squad yet? The Steelers channel was talking a lot of noise last week. That is where we is at. As Rob Simpy, my man, says, am going to let it ride. Congratulations, Mike G.
Everybody show Rob Simpy some love.
Everybody drop an RS in the chat for me right now. It was a legendary battle. I feel like I was watching the heavyweight champions of the world box it out in the ring. Rob Simpy has been one of the realest ones on this channel for 2+ years at this point. One of the first supporters we've had on this channel.
Show him some love down in the chat.
I think, yeah, maybe Mitch's box. Okay. If not, I'll just do it later. Rob Simpy,
thank you.
We've got something for you, brother. We'll take care of you, Rob. You always take care of us. We always take care of the people that show us love. The effort from these two today.
It lived up to the expectation. I had high expectations.
I had high expectations, and this was not it. This was not it. My expectations were much lower than the outcome that has happened today.
No, you guys are incredible. Since the Vikings game in 2022.
The Vikings game in 2022. The regular season one. Regular season. Because I remember you before that, unless I'm wrong. I believe was that Christmas Day or Christmas Eve?
That was the whiteout game.
That was Christmas Eve.
No, that was Christmas Day. Or Eve.
Christmas Eve.
Yes, I think that was Eve.
Yes, the first one. I remember that.
That was where Joseph hit the 61-yarder.
61-yarder to beat the Giants. Rob Simpy was there.
I was actually producing that game.
You were producing that game?
Yeah. You're in Studio D.
Rob Simpy, you are a legend. Mike G showing him love. That's lit. Mike G.
Congrats to Mike G.
Congrats to Mike G. The February Bang God. Yes. Mike, number you want on the jersey, Mike, and size. And I also need your shipping address. So I need your shipping address. I need the number you want on the jersey. The color jersey you want, the blue, the white, or the classic. That's what I need, right?
Yeah.
Jersey size, number you want,
name.
Color jersey. We're gonna put a custom name on the back.
Yeah.
And I need your shipping address. So just hit me up on Twitter. I believe we've DM'd on Twitter. Still have another cut. Just a sack. Just a little sack. We're at 871. I can't ask for much more. But if we do get to 1,000, fuck it, I'll do a boot. I don't have much to offer at this point. I'm trying to stay healthy. If we get to 1,000, I'll do a boot. We're at 870. You know what? We're actually going to race, me and Steve. I'm going to speak for him.
down.
We're racing if we get to 1,000. Rob Jigga? You're going to have to wait until Mike G sends in a picture to show off what he got. We're going to take care of him. That's all I know. Michael Cook says, where's our Patron? I'm supposed to be working out after work. I can't always drink Patron. I don't always want to be the drunk guy up here talking about the Giants. I kind of like it, but I'm trying to hydrate. How about electrolyte shots?
The slim.
Yeah, I'm trying to slim up. We've lost weight. Look at the kids. I had a kid comment on a video, said, I thought you were fatter than this. That's pretty much what he said.
Yeah, seriously. I think that's a compliment.
I think so too.
Backhanded, but
it was like, hey, you're hot, but you're the hottest in an ugly family.
Yeah.
Michael Cook says liquors are actually really good fuel to work out with. No, yeah, before I work out, I usually just take a couple shots of Everclear. That's my pre-workout I use. Danny says tequila does a body good.
Shit, Marshawn took a shot of Hennessy before each game.
Johnson, you says maybe you should try skiing, Marsh.
Relax.
Does skiing burn calories? Snowboarding and skiing burns a lot of calories, I bet. So you're probably right. Oh, man. Danny R., what up, bro? Thanks for the compliment. Mix vodka with pre-workout. I think they called that Four Loko back in the day. That's called a Four Loko. Remember they used to actually have caffeine in those, and then like 100 kids died, so they stopped making them.
It was like equivalent like 4 coffees in one.
It was like 250 millis of caffeine. All righty. We are going to do a mailbag on today's show, and then we are going to sign off. So I kindly ask all the real ones to get a question in.
Pokemore, I might lead it with that.
Let's go.
Actually, I love that question. I will.
Mike G, if you are trying to send in a link to the chat, sometimes it doesn't work. So what you may want to do is like send the link and then like create a space in it. But then obviously the person copies that and deletes the space. Because I don't think YouTube chat allows commenters to share links. So kind of have to figure out a little bit of a way for that. But let's do it. Let's do this mailbag. Hashtag Giants or Super Chat. I think it's prize picks for this one. Let's do it. You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. We've got a mailbag coming up on today's show. A lot of news and rumors surround this football team. Excuse me. And you guys have asked me. I'm just going to restart one coffee. Jesus. Guys got me sick.
Hell, guys.
Official New York Giants fan says, has you ever lived in New York? Yeah. It's born on Long Island. All right, let's get it. You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. A lot of news and rumors surround this football team with NFL free agency around the corner and the draft soon to follow that. And a lot of you guys have been asking me, what do I think? So let's get into a mailbag where we answer your questions. My guy, Pokemore, one of the realest ones in the city, says, what are your thoughts on trading down to like 10 to 16 for J.J. Bo Nix or MPJ? Also, what do you think it would cost for a team to move up? Could we get a first next year? The only way I'm going to trade down, Pokemore, is if I am netting a first-round pick for next year. And I haven't really loved the idea of trading down, but let's say the Giants have come to the conclusion that they are not drafting a quarterback at 6, and they are not trading up for a quarterback. Trading down and netting a first-round pick next year would give you, obviously, 2 first-round picks next year, but a better chance to then trade up in the 2025 NFL draft to maybe go get a quarterback of your liking. So maybe you kind of punt on the QB conversation till next year, pick up some more draft capital for that, and then have a lot of ammunition in your back pockets to move up for a quarterback that maybe you fall in love with there. My thoughts on doing that, I don't hate it, but I just think you take the best player available at number 6. If it's Jane Daniels, cool. If it's Drake May, cool. If it's Roma Dunze, if it's Malik Neighbors, if it's Joe Wall, whoever it is, I don't care. I think you just take the best player available, but I would completely understand why the New York Giants would trade down. I also kind of just am in the camp that the Giants should trade up and go get their QB right now. Let's go Giants, coming in with a $10 super chat. If we cut Darren Waller, do we take Brock Bowers? If you think Brock Bowers is good enough to be picked at 6, it should not matter what you are doing with Darren Waller. You draft players in the first round for the next 4 to 5 years. Darren Waller may not be on your team next year. You don't let a 32, 33, however old Darren Waller is, you don't let a player in your 30s determine how you want to draft to fill needs and add talent for the next 5 years. I hope that makes sense with what I'm trying to say. Just because you have Waller now doesn't mean that you shouldn't take Bowers if you have him slated as one of the top prospects in this draft. You draft for the future. You don't just draft for now. And Darren Waller, he's on the team now. He's not going to be a part of the plans in the future. We've also heard that he may be cut. These are his contract details if he is. $14 million cap hit if he stays on the team. You save 6.7 if he's not. And you have a dead cap hit of 7.3. The Bronx boy. What up, man? Jaden Daniels having a higher big-time throw percentage and a higher completion percentage out of scrambles than Caleb Williams and Drake May, plus the Heisman, plus rushing for running back type of numbers, plus 40 TDs and 4 interceptions, plus... No, you didn't say it again. How is JD the third QB prospect coming out? I have heard on about half the boards in the NFL, he is number 2. I've even heard some teams have him as number 1, the Bronx boy. You make good points, man. You make good points. Wonder where you got all those numbers from. Look, Jaden Daniels is extremely talented. I know that, and if you watch this channel, you know that. And I've said it a couple of times. If I'm going to give Brian Dable a quarterback to work with, I want him to be handed the guy that is uber talented and has a limitless ceiling. That might be Jaden Daniels. That might just be him. Craig Clifford, $20 super chat. Thank you, Craig. Good to see you in the chat, my man. Always supporting. We have to re-sign Saquon Barkley. He runs the offense. Keep Waller. I agree, man. I think you got to bring back Saquon Barkley. To win football games, you need to have good players. And, let's just call a spade a spade. The Giants don't have a lot of good football players. And Saquon Barkley may be the best offensive player they have at a skill position. I think Andrew Thomas is better. I don't know what's going to happen with Barkley. It's been really quiet. It's been really, really quiet. I would re-sign him, especially if Daniel Jones is going to be your starting quarterback. If you're going to run Daniel Jones back as your starting quarterback for 1 year and you're honestly trying to give him a true evaluation, you should be surrounding him with as much talent as possible. And that includes re-signing Barkley and keeping Darren Waller. I'm in agreement with you right now, Craig. NYG season. What do you guys think about Tez Walker, solid back end of the second, early third round wide receiver? Not to mention his QB was Drake May. Look into him, underrated. I think Tez Walker is a good football player, and we know that the Giants, they need more players at playmaking positions. For me, though, if you're going to draft a wide receiver with a priority pick, I want that wide receiver to have wide receiver 1 upside. Not saying Tez Walker doesn't, but I almost would rather take Neighbors or a Dunze at 6, or maybe you trade up into the first round. Or I'm a bigger fan of a guy like Xavier Leggett. I also like both the receivers from the University of Texas. Tez Walker's a good player. I probably wouldn't take him, though, until the third round. Good player, underrated, no doubt about it. We're going to get to more questions coming up in a second, but first, I got to give a huge shout-out to today's sponsor, PrizePicks. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use that promo code CLNS, and PrizePicks will match your first deposit up to $100. Football season may be over, but the action on the floor is heating up, whether it's tournament time or the fight for playoff home court. There's no shortage of high-stakes basketball moments this time of year. Get in on the excitement with PrizePicks, America's #1 fantasy sports app, where you can turn your hoops knowledge into serious cash. Want to play alongside some of PrizePicks' favorite players like Meek Mill or Sugar Sean O'Malley? You can now find community plays under the promos tabs of the app to view entries from some of the biggest names in the PrizePicks community each week. Pick more, pick less, play PrizePicks. PrizePicks.com/CLNS, promo code CLNS. All you do, create a lineup of 6 players, up to 6 players, 2 to 6 players, and choose more or less on their projected stat line. I'll put all that information in the comments and description of today's video. Gilly coming in with a $10 super chat. So let's say we get Neighbors at 6. Are you grabbing Penix or Bo in the second and then maybe a guard later in the second round? I wouldn't hate if the first 3 picks were receiver, quarterback, offensive lineman at all. For me personally, though, I'm not the biggest Bo Nix guy. I started out really high on Michael Penix, but then just kind of the more you watch his film and you get into more of the nitty-gritty, the things he struggles with could be career enders in the NFL. He does not do well under pressure. He does not make plays out of structure. And I think to be a top quarterback at this point in the league, you need to be able to make plays when the plays break down. I think he had a sub 30% completion percentage on scrambles this year. And the thing is, he's an underrated athlete. And you put that on top of all the injury history that he's had throughout his career. I think he throws the ball better than a lot of people in this class. His arm talent is crazy. He's got one of the better deep balls. There's just a couple of red flags that scare me about him. I would like him in the second round. I don't love him. I just would personally rather draft a guy like Spencer Rattler in round 4 than maybe Michael Penix, but I may be wrong on that one. But I'm not going to be mad if you get Neighbors, Penix, and let's say the top guard in those first 3 picks. Upside to life. Would you rather spend in free agency if Saquon is gone or rather spend draft capital? I want to dip my toe in both pools. Sign maybe a lower level running back in free agency. Maybe a guy like A.J. Dillon or DeAndre Swift or Devin Singletary and Zach Moss. And then you also couple that with the fact that you draft a running back in round 4 or round 5. And then you have like a 3 running back rotation of the rookie you draft, the free agent you signed, and Eric Gray. And you also got Jashaun Corbin, who you guys know I'm a big fan of. I wouldn't spend big, though, in free agency, because if you're going to spend big on a running back, why wouldn't you just do it on Saquon Barkley? That's kind of where I'm at with that. D-Swag, 585X, what up, man? Ayo Marsh, I need to know, how do you think we will move up for Caleb? I don't. I think Caleb Williams is going to be a member of the Chicago Bears. I don't think they're trading him. But I do think there is a chance that the New York Giants could move up for Jaden Daniels or Drake May. Mike Garafolo said there's like a 76.9% chance. Was he joking? Was he kind of ha-haing? Yeah. But he also almost slipped up in that interview. He said the Giants are one of the teams that are they are gauging the trade-up market value. He wanted to say they are gauging the trade-up value market. He didn't say it. He almost did. Why wouldn't we trade up for Marvin Harrison Jr. if we're stuck with DJ for another year? Because, one, I don't think it'd be a dumb idea to do so. But for me, I don't want to give up a future first-round pick to have to move up for a wide receiver when I can get Rome Odunze or Malik Neighbors potentially at number 6, who are maybe a notch or 2 below MHJ. I think he's going to be the best receiver in this class, but keeping a first-round pick, I think I'd rather have a first-round pick in Malik Neighbors than Marvin Harrison Jr. Kind of just a simple answer on that one. Paul Bigelow, what up, Maine? Jordan Travis, thoughts? Day 3, quarterback option, throw a dart, see if it hits. I wouldn't be mad if they draft Jordan Travis, but I wouldn't do it before day 3. I thought he had a good season. I thought he really improved as a thrower this year with Florida State. I'm sick for the guy that he got hurt. I'm sick for Florida State that he did get hurt and it ruined their season, but nothing more than day 3 for me. Would not hate that at all. Make sure you guys are following me over on social media at @MarshallGreen_ on Twitter and on Instagram. Let's go Giants. Let's ride. Rob Jigga says, Marsh, I have a serious question. Which player would you absolutely lose your shit in anger if they drafted 6? Cheers to you and Seeps. Had to repost this. Absolutely lose my shit. I'm just kind of thinking about it, like, just go through the top prospects, right? Let's do this. Give me 1 second. I want to answer this question for Rob Jigga as best as I can. I have Daniel Jeremiah's most recent mock draft out. He had the Giants picking Jaden Daniels at 6. I would not be mad if they took Caleb Williams. I would not be mad if they took Drake May. I would not be mad if they took Marvin Harrison Jr. I would not be mad if they took Malik Neighbors. I would not be mad if they took Joe Alt. I would not be mad if they took Jaden Daniels. I would not be mad if they took Rome Odunze. I would not be mad if they took Olu Fashanu. Would I be mad if they took J.J. McCarthy? I think it would be a little bit early. Of the guys I've named, he's the one I'm least in love with at 6. The offensive tackle out of Oregon State, I wouldn't hate that. I wouldn't be mad at Dallas Turner, Jared Verse. And then, there's nobody else that they would take there. So I guess the answer is J.J. McCarthy, but I wouldn't even necessarily lose my shit, to quote Rob Jigga, if they took J.J. McCarthy at 6. Of the guys that went in the top 10 of Daniel Jeremiah's latest mock draft, the guy that I would probably be the most upset with is J.J. McCarthy at 6, but even then, I wouldn't be in love with that pick because I think you could potentially trade down, but then it's if J.J. McCarthy is going to be a good pick at 6, let's say like this, Cook says if they took Latham or Fuaga over Alt, I'd be sick. Yeah, I've got Alt as my offensive tackle 1, but I'm not going to be sick because they're still taking a top player at a position of need, right? And I think both those guys are going to be good. Latham, I would be sick if they took Latham. J.C. Latham would make me sick. I will agree with you on that, Michael. Mike G says Marsh is Joe Alt or no one. Joe Alt is up there for me, man. He really, really is. He really, really is. Between Joe Alt, my guys at 6. At 6. Alt, Neighbors, in order. Alt, Neighbors, and then I'd say a Dunze. And I know I've kind of been anti a Dunze, but Alt, Neighbors, and a Dunze are my top 3 realistic guys. I wouldn't mind a Jaden Daniels, man. I'm starting to really fall. I fell in love with Jaden Daniels, and then I let some people get in my head, and I went back and watched some more tape.
I wonder who's going to go 2.
If you're looking to give Brian Dable an uber athletic and talented quarterback, it's Daniels.
Yeah.
If you believe that if Dable is a guy that can, mold a young quarterback, and you want to give him a lottery ticket, that's the type of guy.
I guarantee the Patriots trade out of that spot.
I think Patriots are trading out as well.
I think that's a guarantee.
I could even see who's picking 4? Why am I blanking?
Cardinals.
I could even see the Chargers trading out of 5.
Yeah, I could see that as well.
Let's say the Raiders are trying to trade up to 5.
Yeah.
Or the Falcons are trying to trade up to 5 because they know, let's say there's a quarterback left. Let's say somehow Drake May falls to 5. The Raiders and the Falcons are going to be calling the Los Angeles Chargers to trade up because they know that he's going to be taken by the Giants at 6.
Yeah.
Maybe the Giants have to go up a pick. Mike G, I have a little bit of a worry, too, that Jane Daniels is a bust. But I also have a little bit of a worry that all these quarterbacks can bust. That's what I'm saying, Michael Cook. Great point. His running and deep ball accuracy make his floor, I'm not going to say incredibly high, but it's almost like he may not be able to be an absolute bust. But if you pick him at 6, you're expecting an all-pro quarterback. And if you just get a low-floor quarterback, I would almost consider that a bust.
I saw somebody compare Drake May to Carson Wentz.
Okay.
A little bit.
I don't hate that.
I didn't hate it at all. People were freaking out, but also people forgot how good Wentz was.
Wentz is, I feel a little bit more stronger than May.
Yeah, definitely. May's not that big.
Wentz used to break some tackles in the pocket that were crazy.
Dude, yeah. Wentz was a dog. That one year he was crazy.
The only thing I would say, Michael Cook, with Jane Daniels, you'll watch his film and you're like, oh, he's got to let that go. He's got to let that go. And then it's like, oh, shit, he just tucked it and ran it for 20 yards. So it's he has that crutch. He has a crutch of being able to tuck it and run it every time. But I do worry about his processing and seeing the field skills a little bit. But I'm not sure anyone throws a better deep ball than him or did last year in college football. My QB rankings. Caleb Williams, Drake May, Jane Daniels, J.J. McCarthy, Michael Penix, Spencer Rattler, Bo Nix. That's my 7.
Yeah, I go Rattler over Penix.
Rattler over Penix?
I'm willing to say it.
It's going to be interesting. It is going to be interesting. Yeah, Josh Allen had major accuracy issues coming back. I feel like if I go back and remember, his college completion percentage was sub 60 at one point for Josh Allen. Yeah. All righty. The time is here, ladies and gentlemen.
Got 44 ducks.
44 ducks. All the 10s and all the 20s for today?
Yeah.
Let's look at Patrick Seatman getting it done. We were doing a month-long raffle for this. You did? No, No, just 10s and 20s. Everybody that sent in a $10 or $20 super chat this month got a duck. If you sent in a 20, you got 2. If you sent in a 10, you got 1. And every single 10 you sent in was a ticket. Mr. Rick in the chat, what up?
Mr. Rick.
Mr. Rick in the building.
I don't think he's...
What?
I don't think he's in here.
Mr. Rick?
Yeah.
Did Mr. Rick not send in a $10 super chat this month? He did send in a couple hundos. Yeah, I don't think he is. He says late to the party, no duck. This is for whoever sent in a $10 or $20 super chat throughout the month of February. We did not include the people that sent in 50s because they were in the bang competition. So that's what I was told to do by my boss. I will do this for all the real ones that are watching at 140. Seeps is ready to go. 2 minutes. If you want to put any more ducks in the race, you have 2 minutes. Last call. Last call, says Paul Bigelow. We'll do a 2-minute timer. Every $10 or $20 super chat that comes in, we will add a duck for you. Every $10 that comes in from you in the next 2 minutes, we'll add a duck for you. How about that? For the next 2 minutes, we will extend it. Paul Bigelow says do a last call. We are a chat for the people, by the people. Nope says 2 minutes on the clock.
Mr. Rick, your duck, we caught him using PEDs before we were about to go, so...
As Paul Bigelow sends in a $20 super chat. He says, give me 2 ducks added to the pond for Paul Bigelow. Captain America's You're on Mute the whole show. Yeah, that's crazy. I have not said any words on the show today. Mamadou. I believe Mamadou is in there. I know that. I will read all the names real quick so everybody knows. I'm not going to say your name multiple times if you're in, but you're in. Eric Harwood, G-U-G, La Familia, The Bronx Boy, Corey Haynes, Mark Estrada, Paul Bigelow, Mike G, Ghost Rider, Mamadou, Vibes, Brian Ackerley, Rob Jigga, Let's Go Giants, Craig Clifford, Underline, Sotology, Eric Cruz, Tuto, Vibes, Let's Go Giants, Craig Clifford, Upside to Life, D-Swag, Gilly, Mike G, Ray Roman, Bronx Boy, Craig Clifford.
Now Mr. Rick's in there.
And now, the legend, Mr. Rick, is in there as well. 20 seconds if you want to get a duck in to win this here football. A custom Giants Now football. 101. 1 of 1. Nobody else in the world has this. Nobody else in the world has it. At least the one that says February 2024 MVP. All righty. That will do it. All the ducks. Oh, let's go Giants beats the buzzer with a $10 super chat to get another duck on the pond. Another duck on the pond. I hope someone that is watching right now wins.
I really hope.
I'm honestly going to be kind of upset if they're not watching.
I'm kind of rooting for Mr. Rick with the last second entry.
Mr. Rick?
I'm kind of pulling for Mr. Rick.
I have to be is the word impartial? I can't choose sides.
Can't choose that.
I would hate it, though, if Mr. Rick won.
Ty Man the Buckeye won today on Vikes.
He did?
Yeah. On the man cave thing.
Ty Man the Buckeye. What a legend. All righty.
A minute on the clock.
Who's ever Duck wins will win this football. Here we go. And we're off. Mike G says Marsh can't pick. It's choosing his favorite kid.
Yeah,
You can never
100%.
choose your favorite kid, even though all parents have a favorite kid. As we've got an early lead, Mike G leading the way with the Ghost Rider right behind him.
Is Mike G going back
Is
to back?
Mike G going 2 for 2 today? Look at it. Vibes coming up the middle. A little green face. Looks like he's got a little
I'm
makeup.
calling it right now. It's going to be two-toe.
Two-toe Missouri.
I'm calling it right now.
I've got my eyes on the Bronx boy.
Bronx Boy's looking
Bronx
at him.
boy's
I'm
in a
going
good spot.
two-toe. I'm going
Here
two-toe.
we go. The last turn. 20 seconds
Vibes.
as Vibes has separated himself from the pack. Can he
on,
do it? 10 seconds to go. Will Vibes stay in pace as Two-Toe?
He's gonna do it.
Could he do it? As
Oh, no,
Harwood.
Bronx Boy.
Bronx Boy up top. The winner is
Harwood.
Eric Harwood, the winner of our duck race. Eric Harwood
Oh, my
is going to
God.
be our February raffle winner for our Giants Now football. The Bronx Boys comments, swim, you motherfucker.
I thought he had it. He's here.
Eric Harwood is here. I thought the Bronx Boy had it.
I thought Tuto had it for a little bit.
Oh, Eric Harwood with the win. Oh, my God.
That was electric.
We haven't done one of those in a while. Those
I
are
know,
electric.
Dude, I forgot how much fun those are. That was a good race, too. Sometimes it's like a clear, like one guy, but
Eric Harwood, do you follow me on Instagram or Twitter, brother? Let me know so we can just take care of this right now. Eric Harwood, do you follow me on Instagram or Twitter? If not, do it now and send me a DM. Send me a DM, Eric, with your shipping address. And by the end of the week, we will get this shipped out. He says yes, so hit me up over there. And also, Eric, the answer to this should probably be no. But I am inclined to ask, because I was told to tell my bosses this. Do you want me and Patrick Seatman to sign this football? If you do, let me know. If you don't, no sweat. I was just told to ask that question. So, Eric, send me your shipping address on Twitter or Instagram, and let me know if you want me and Patrick Seatman to sign it. If not, we will not. It is totally up to you.
that's a good name to win.
Eric Harwood, that's a good name. He's always showing love.
Yeah.
He's in the chat. I'm
he
sorry
only-
that not everyone could win. I'm sorry.
He sent in the first two, and that was it.
He says, I will hit you up tomorrow, and yes, sign it, have to go back to work. Eric, we will sign it. I will be looking for your DM on Twitter and Instagram to send it to you. I am going to sign it right now.
I almost started dying when Swim Motherfucker came in the chat from Bronx Boy. I was dead. Swim Motherfucker.
That's an autograph right there. Seeps, if you want to add yours, be easy on the pen. It kind of stinks on ink. But
Ooh. Should I go with this?
probably have to trace them a little bit. The shady motherfucker. Dude, when I saw
That's what I'm saying. I saw that, dude. I almost started dying.
Eric, congratulations. Mike G, congratulations. Bronx Boy says second place would take an autograph. Bronx Boy, send me your shipping address, you motherfucker. I think I might already have it. If not, send me it on Twitter. I got some stuff for you. You always show love to us. I'm gonna show some love to you. Send me your shipping address, you dirty motherfucker, and we'll take care of it.
Dirty motherfucker.
Shout out to Eric Harwood. Let's go.
What a show.
Donald Duck, Daffy Duck, Darkwing Duck, Chinese Duck, DuckTales.
Whole bunch of duck.
Whole bunch of duck. All righty. We're going to sign off on today's show. Thank you to everybody that competed in our February-long competitions. Thank you to everybody that watches this show. Thank you to everybody that hits that like button. Thank you to everybody that shares. Thank you to everybody. We would not be able to do these awesome, fun things if we didn't have people like Rob Simpy and like Rob Jigga and the Bronx Boy and Nope and Chaw and Paul Bigelow and Let's Go Giants and AJ Chaka and Ty Man the Buckeye. Seriously, you guys have given me an opportunity to have my dream job. So thank you. I'm forever indebted to y'all. We will be Mike G. Now, Twitter or Instagram, I need your jersey size, the number you want on the jersey, the color jersey you want, and shipping address.
Yeah.
Size, number, color jersey, and shipping address. Send it as soon as possible, Mike G, and we will be able to get that to you as soon as possible. One thing I will ask you, Mike G, is, and this is a question that same one I asked Eric, do you want us to sign that? Because if so, we'll send it to Chat Sports, we'll sign it, then we'll send it to you. If not, we'll send it straight to you. So just let me know, Mike, if you want me and Seeps to sign it. If not, no worries. If you do, cool. But size, color, number, shipping address. And that will be that. Love you guys. Seriously. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's incredible. Y'all guys are freaking wild. You crazy motherfuckers. We'll see y'all later. Let's go, Big Blue.